That's a fun one, right? So, and I don't know if it might have been a first timer for you guys, but that'll be our regathering song as we go through this new message series. So you'll get a chance to learn it, which is a fun one to sing. So, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Are you sure you're doing good? Okay. Oh, what about you? You're doing good too? Okay. All right. So I got a story about a rascal, troublemaker. You know any rascals or troublemakers? Yeah? No, you don't know any? Okay. Wow. Sorry for you then. So this is a guy named Jacob, and in the story he has an older brother named Esau, but they're twins. So Esau was older by only a small amount. But in their ancient tradition, if you were the firstborn son, which Esau was, you got two things that the other didn't. You got the birthright, which meant you get twice as much when mom and dad die as anybody else. And you got the blessing, which meant dad gave a special prayer over you. And just you as the oldest child. Now, Jacob, I said, was the second son. And he always wanted to be first. Do you know anybody like that? Do you have a younger brother who ever tries to beat you? Yeah, right? Yeah, well, he's looking at yeah, so we're admitting that. So Jacob was always looking to be his brother. At one point, his brother's coming home from a hunting expedition, and he is hungry, he's starving. And Jacob has been cooking up a storm. And he says, Jacob, let me have some of that soup. He says, I'll let you have some of that soup if you give me the birthright. One of those two special things that you get for being the oldest son. And you know what? Esau's oldest brother let him do it. He gave him the birthright in exchange for the soup. Oh, awful, absolutely awful. Sometime later, dad's getting older and he's kind of sick and thinks he might be getting close to death, and he thinks, well, this is time, definitely. I need to give my blessing to Esau, my oldest son. So he sends to Esau out to go hunting, bring back some good food, and as soon as Esau leaves, Jacob's mom and Jacob cook up a plan, and Jacob goes in to get the blessing prayer instead. Now, his dad can't see because he's lost his vision as he's gotten older, but he can still smell. So they put Jacob in Esau's clothes, some of Esau's extra clothes, and they took some animal fur because Esau was so hairy. Can you imagine being that hairy? I mean, look at that hair. I mean, he was so hairy they needed animal fur on Jacob's hands and neck to make it feel like his brother. And he went in and he got the blessing. This time he didn't buy it, he stole it. And boy, when Esau got back and found out what Jacob did, he was so mad. He was so mad. How mad was he? He was so mad. The story says he wanted his brother dead. That's pretty mad. So mom gets a plan. We need to send Jacob out of town, like far away. And the pretext is Jacob's not married yet, so we need to send him out of town to find a wife back in the old country. So they sent Jacob away. And Jacob Jacob's got what he wanted. He has the birthright and the blessing, but his life is a total mess. Sometimes when you get what you want, your life is a mess. And Jacob's alone in the wilderness on his way to the old country, and he has been hiking all day, and for several days he's been doing this, and he has to take a nap. He has to sleep at night. So you know what he used for a pillow? He's lying down to sleep. He used a rock. Now that's kind of weird, isn't it? That tells you that Jacob's head was really, really hard. If a rock was his pillow. So he's sleeping, and in his sleep, with his life a total mess, he has a vision from God. He sees angels ascending and descending a stairway or a ladder to heaven long before Led Zeppelin, right? And then he hears God. God appears beside him and speaks. And he realizes, oh my goodness, I'm in the house of God. And you know what? Instead of saying, oh God, thank you so much, my life is going to be totally different now that I've met you, he says, God, let's strike a deal. Because that's the kind of rascal that Jacob is. If you do this and this and this for me, then I'll follow you. That's a crazy talk, isn't it? But that's Jacob. And God still showed up for Jacob. And I'm so glad for that, because every once in a while, I'm a little crazy and I'm a little rascal. And every once in a while, my life is a total mess. And I'm so glad that even when that's the case, God will show up and meet with us. I think that's an amazing gift. Will you pray with me? Will you bow your heads? Close your eyes and repeat after me. Dear God, we thank you that you meet with us, that you love us, that you talk with us, even when we're a total mess. Amen. Amen. All right. Now, guys, you guys are invited to your class. And before you go, we have worksheets for you. And Mr. Chris is